A young man named Rahi decided that he would not be afraid of English anymore. He did not know many words. His grammar was weak. His pronunciation made people smile in ways that hurt. Still, one quiet night, he made a promise to himself. I will not stop. He did not say it loudly. He did not tell anyone. But that promise changed everything. Rahi feels small. Rahi lived in a busy city where English was everywhere. It was written on shop signs. It flashed on phone screens. It played softly in the background of movies and songs. English surrounded him like air, yet he could not breathe it. When Rahi opened an English book, the words felt heavy. They looked like a dark forest with no clear path. After one sentence, he felt lost. At work, meetings were the hardest. His manager used English words naturally, confidently. Other workers nodded and smiled as if everything was clear. Rai sat quietly. His hands rested on the table. His heart beat faster every time the manager paused, afraid his name would be called. Most days he survived by staying invisible. Then one afternoon, his manager said something that stayed with him. We will have training with foreign visitors next year. Only people with good English can join. The words entered Rahi's chest like a sharp blade. He wanted to grow. He wanted to travel. He wanted to speak without fear. But English stood in front of him like a locked door. That night, Rahi could not sleep. He stared at the ceiling, his mind full of old thoughts. Why am I still so bad at English? I studied it in school, but I remember nothing. I am too old now. It is too late. Then another voice appeared, soft, quiet, strong. Maybe you are not too old. Maybe you never learned in the right way. For the first time, Rahi listened. A new promise. The next morning, Rahi woke up with a calm decision. He did not announce it. He did not post it online. He whispered it only to himself. From today, I will learn English every day. Not once a week, not when life became easy. Every day. He understood something important. If he wanted to change his life, he had to change his daily habits. He took a notebook and wrote on the first page, I will learn English every day, even when I am tired, busy, or feel foolish. Below it, he added one rule. At least 15 minutes. No excuses. That was it. No big books, no expensive courses, just one small step. That evening after work, Rahi sat at his desk. He opened a simple English video on his phone. The teacher spoke slowly. Hello. How are you? Rahi repeated softly. Hello. How are you? His tongue felt heavy. The words felt strange, but he continued. When 15 minutes ended, he stopped. He drew a small star next to the date. Day 1. It was a tiny star, but it was the beginning. The wall of shame learning was not easy. Rahi soon realized he was not only fighting English, he was fighting shame. Every mistake reminded him of school days, of laughter, of feeling small. One evening, tired after work, he tried a listening exercise. The voices were fast. The words slipped away. He stopped the audio. Anger rose inside him. Why is this so hard? Maybe English is not for me. He pushed the book away. The wall inside his chest felt heavy again. He picked up his phone and started scrolling. Then a short video appeared. A man spoke directly to the camera. You are not bad at English. You are just not patient yet. You did not fail. You just stopped too early. Rahi froze. The man continued. Everyone feels foolish at the beginning, like a baby. That is normal. The people who succeed are not the most talented. They are the ones who stay. Rahi watched the video again and again. He wrote one sentence in his notebook. The ones who stay. Then he pulled his book back. I will be one of them, he whispered. That night he studied longer than planned. He drew another star. Tiny steps, big change. Weeks passed. Rahi's English was still simple, but something inside him changed. He learned 3 truths. Learn every day, even a little. Mistakes are teachers, not enemies. English is not a subject. It is part of life. He kept his promise. Some days he wanted to quit. He told himself, just 5 minutes. 5 minutes often became more. Mistakes no longer scared him. When he said something wrong, he smiled and wrote it down. Thank you, mistake, he thought. You showed me something. English entered his daily life. His phone language changed. Labels appeared on objects around his room. English voices played quietly during his commute. Every night another star appeared. Days passed. Weeks passed. One night he looked at a full line of stars. For the first time in a long time, Rahi felt proud. Not because he was fluent, but because he stayed. The first brave sentence one morning, a foreign engineer visited the office. The man spoke only English. Silence filled the room. Rahi's heart raced. Fear shouted inside him. Stay quiet. You will make mistakes. Then he remembered. The ones who stay. He lifted his hand. Welcome, he said slowly. I am happy you are here. The engineer smiled warmly. What is your name? My name is Rahi. Nice to meet you, Rahi. That moment lasted seconds. But for Rahi, it changed everything. That night he drew 3 stars. He wrote one sentence. Today, I spoke. When progress feels invisible, months pass quietly. Rahi did not notice the change at first. Life still felt busy. Work was still tiring. English was still difficult. Every morning he woke up early. Every evening he studied a little. Some days he felt motivated. Other days he felt empty. He listened to English on the bus, but some days his mind wandered. He watched videos, but sometimes he did not understand anything. He spoke alone in his room, but his voice still felt unsure. There were nights when he closed his notebook and thought, am I really improving? One evening after many months, Rahi took an online practice test. When he saw the result, his chest tightened. The score was low, lower than he expected. He stared at the screen for a long time. I study every day, he thought. So why am I still here? Doubt returned quietly, like an old friend he did not want to meet again. He closed the laptop and walked to the window. The city lights flickered outside. Cars moved slowly below. Maybe I am lying to myself, he whispered. Maybe English is something I will never fully learn. The old wall began to rebuild itself. Heavy, silent, strong. Rahi stood there for a long time, holding his tea, not drinking it. Then something came to his mind. He remembered his first notebook. He walked back to his room and opened the drawer. He pulled out the old notebook, the one with the first stars. The pages were messy. The handwriting was unsure. Single words filled the pages. Go, eat, work, happy. He smiled softly. Then he opened his current notebook. The pages were full. Sentences filled the lines. Thoughts, ideas, small stories. I am learning English because I want a better future. I am not afraid of mistakes now. I can explain my ideas even if slowly. Rahi sat on the bed and looked between the 2 notebooks. That was when he understood something important. Progress was real. It was just quiet, not loud, not dramatic, but steady. He took a pen and wrote at the bottom of the page, Dear Rahi, you are not slow. You are growing in silence. That night he studied again, not because he felt motivated, but because he had promised himself. He added another star. A new way of thinking. As time passed, Rahi noticed something strange. He no longer said, my English is bad. Without realizing it, he started saying, my English is improving. The change was small but powerful. When someone asked him a question in English, he no longer panicked immediately. He paused. He breathed. He tried. Sometimes he made mistakes. Sometimes he forgot words. But he did not run away. English was no longer an enemy. It was a companion on a long road. One day, Rai decided to try something new. He joined an online speaking group. The first time he clicked the link, his hands were shaking. His heart beat loudly in his ears. He almost closed the app, but he remembered his promise. I stay, he whispered. The screen filled with faces, men and women from different countries, different accents, different levels. Everyone looked nervous. That surprised him. When it was his turn, Rahi spoke slowly. Hello, my name is Rahi. I am learning English. He forgot a word and stopped. Instead of panic, he laughed softly. I forgot, he said, but I will explain another way. Nobody laughed at him. They smiled. They listened. They waited. After the session, someone said, Your English is good. Rahi did not feel embarrassed. He felt proud. Not because he was perfect, but because he was brave. Becoming an English speaker. Something changed inside Rahi that day. He stopped calling himself bad at languages. He started calling himself a learner. Then one evening, while writing his goals, he did something bold. He wrote, "I am an English speaker." He stared at the sentence for a long time. Was it true? He thought carefully. He listened to English every day. He read English. He spoke English. He thought in English sometimes. So yes, he was an English speaker. Not a perfect one, not a fluent one, but a real one. This new identity changed his behavior. When he felt lazy, he asked himself, what does an English speaker do? The answer was simple. An English speaker practices, so he practiced. The opportunity returns. 1 year passed. One morning, an email arrived at work. Rahi read it slowly. International training, good English required. His heart beat faster. A year ago, this email had hurt him deeply, spoke calmly. "I would like to apply," he said in English. The manager smiled.